All right, let's do the main event, the Bet Roulette. This is the thing that keeps people coming back.
This is the main course. This is our turkey, white meat only. People, come on. Um, Colton, my portion of Bet Roulette, we are going to get in on a little Maction this week.
I love it.
We're going to the Mac. I've got all 6 games, so we are going to we're going to go with 3 apiece. Here's the slate. We've got Central Michigan taking on Eastern Michigan. Central Michigan favored by 7. Then we've got Northern Illinois at Western Michigan. Western Michigan is favored by 20. You got Bowling Green at Ohio. Ohio is favored by 25. Kent State at Buffalo. Buffalo is favored by 7.5. Ball State at Toledo. Toledo favored by 9.5. And Miami of Ohio at Akron. Miami of Ohio favored by 14.5.
First of all, I just want to say the MAC conference gives us some of our most cherished memories in college football.
The
I
return
would
of the
also
Mac.
like I also like before we get started. I forgot, but we can't have this put off another week longer. You have an apology to make.
Yes, I do. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. I need to set the record straight on a comment that I made on a previous episode of this show that was so egregious that Colton and I behind the scenes have discussed me potentially being replaced.
Thank God it
Turnover.
hasn't gotten that far, but it was definitely on the table.
It was contentious. It was very contentious. Turnover props need to be celebrated. There need to be more of them. Um, I was made aware of the fact that there is a turnover basketball hoop after stumbling upon a turnover chainsaw.
Yep, the Oregon State Beavers have the turnover chainsaw, and the Cincinnati Bearcats have the turnover hoop that players get to dunk on.
You know what I'd like to see next? I'd like to see some team have a turnover Lamborghini that a player can get in and drive up and down the sidelines.
That would be pretty hard to deny the bag dropping happening at that university from the boosters if there's a turnover Lamborghini. I
Well,
think the accusations will be hard to stave off.
where is Deion Sanders coaching?
Jackson State. Gosh, why do I know that off the top of my head? What is
That
my life?
that does concern me a little bit that you just pulled that like it was hanging like low hanging fruit right in front of you. Just, oh, here it is. Not even a flinch. My God. But yes, so my formal apology to
Despicable.
turnover
Read a
props.
book, Molesky.
We need more of these. Nature is healing. We're seeing more examples of turnover props. Nature is healing. We need to continue down this path. We need more turnover props. I humbly apologize and I throw myself at the mercy of the court. If you don't accept my apology, I will burn Utica to the ground.
Well, you know what? We're happy to have you aboard the team, Topol. Just wouldn't be the same without you. All right, let's get into this bet roulette. So, do you want me to pick? Am I picking every single game in the MAC conference this week?
We're gonna take turns, and I think just for easiness sake, we won't do anything other than just the spread. So you pick 3 games, I'll pick 3.
All right. I'll go first then. Uh, so I'm going to take Western Michigan minus 20 against Northern Illinois to stay perfect at 3-0 right now. Uh, I'm going to be honest. I don't watch a ton of MAC football, but Western Michigan, obviously with the PJ tie, you gotta love Caleb Elby, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. 928 yards, 11 touchdowns. Can spin it and sling it at least through the first 3 games of the season. I like them to stay perfect.
Well, good. I'm going to take the other big spread then. I'm taking Ohio and Bowling Green, and I'm going to take Ohio to not spare Bowling Green.
All right, I'm going
Bad
to
attempt at a
go.
joke.
I, I'm just gonna keep rolling on.
Just gloss it. Just gloss right over it.
I'm, I'm gonna go with a little bit of a dicier one. Kent State against Buffalo. Both these teams undefeated actually in the MAC. Gosh, what a great conference. I'm going to go with Kent State, and I'm going to go with them purely because I have not watched any of this, and so I'm going through just quickly some of their stats. And in this matchup, they have the best quarterback and the better receiver statistically. So I'm going to go with that duo plus 7.5. Plus 7.5.
Excellent. So now my selection. I think I'm going to see if Miami of Ohio can prove that they are the better Miami by beating Akron 14.5 point favorites. So I'll take Miami of Ohio to cover.
Some say it's even more beautiful during the summer than the Miami of Florida. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think anybody says that. All right, let's. I'm going to go with Central Michigan over Eastern Michigan, 7.5 or 7 point favorite Central Michigan against a flawless team. Flawless because they have not won one game, and so they're not ruining their perfect, miserable record of 0-3. Eastern Michigan. I say that they keep with their unwinning ways. I'm taking Central Michigan -7.
Gross. All right. That leaves me Ball State and Toledo. I think I'll go with Toledo to cover. Ball State's going to end up having the game of the year. But
You know what? This is a good exercise because it encourages all of us to watch more MAC football, which we should all do.
Yeah, Big Cat bangs the drum for it on a daily basis, and so I am highly in favor.
Well, if you can't trust someone named Big Cat, then who can you trust?
Life's too short to bet the under.
I tell that to some of these Big Ten games. Anyways, all right. So I was thinking I wanted to go with a Thanksgiving theme that wasn't on the nose like Thanksgiving NFL games. So here's my roundabout reasoning. So obviously this is an American holiday. People around the world celebrate different versions of Thanksgiving, but it's not on this specific day. So this is an American holiday celebrating a union between the Europeans coming to this country and the native indigenous population in this country, a celebration of the meal that we have expounded upon with insane amounts of gluttony and insane amounts of gluttonous football watching and insane amounts of gluttonous football spending. Truly an American tradition. And so, with that in mind, we are going to be taking bets from Conference USA, and you, my friend, are going to be betting overs and unders. And because two of these games in this mighty conference are canceled, actually, there's two games canceled, and they're not giving me lines on any of these games. Actually, this game was supposed to happen tonight, so 3 games canceled in this conference. You're going to have to bet all 3 of the remaining games left alive. So here are the over-unders for Conference USA. How much Conference USA have you watched, Seth?
None.
All right.
None in a word.
I'm not going to say how much I've watched because it makes me feel like an addict. All right. So we are watching. We are going with UTEP versus Rice. I actually had a brother who ran track at UTEP. UTEP versus Rice. Rice is the 11.5-point favorite. And the over-under, 44.5 points. You going over or under, Seth?
Without knowing a single thing about either of these teams, 44.5 seems really low. So am I to believe that these are both defensive juggernauts? I'm going to take the over.
All right. I would say that's a mistake, but both these teams are averaging around 20 points a game. So you might be on the right track there. All right. Our next game is Northern Texas Mean Green, which is just a fantastic name. Northern Texas Mean Green versus UTSA Roadrunners.
Oh my
The
God.
spread is -3.5 in favor of the Roadrunners, and the over/under is 67 points. Now, I'm actually a big fan of Northern Texas because that is where they had a terrific quarterback. What's his name? What's the guy who was? Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. How am I blanking on his name? You just picked the over under. I'll think of his name.
67.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the under slightly.
You're going with the under. It's a bold move. These teams I actually think can score some points. So you might be Mason Fine. That's his name. Okay, I knew I'd think of it. Mason Fine. You remember I talked about Mason Fine. It was a couple of seasons ago I talked about Mason Fine. I feel like every other show.
Yeah.
But that's why I watch a bunch of Northern Texas football. Don't ask. Just don't ask. All right. Our last game for you to pick is the Florida Atlantic Owls versus Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. The spread -6.5 in favor of Florida Atlantic, and the over/under 48.5 points. Not some monster over/unders that you're getting in the Conference USA. You know why? Because they play real American football with defense.
Oh God. The Owls. Well, I think here, since I didn't take the other under that you said I probably should have, I'll take the under here.
All right. So you're taking under 40.5. Well, I love not only that we did this because I like Conference USA actually, but I also appreciate that now you're going to have to watch all these games because now you're betting on them.
I've got nothing going on this weekend other than a lot of football and a lot of turkey and cranberry sliders.
Good luck finding these broadcasts.
Well, yeah. So I think that'll do it. Do we have anything else?
That's an Audi for me.
All right. Everybody enjoy Thanksgiving. We'll have another edition of brunch bets for you this weekend.
Absolutely.
We'll return after the Thanksgiving break with stretch pants. So we will catch you later. Happy betting.